Aloha and welcome to Mai Tais at Sunset. I'm Mai,
And I'm Ty.
and I set intention that we are going to have so much fun today and laugh so much.
Yeah, today's topic is going to be really interesting. I need a strong drink for this, and I think we will probably be laughing at ourselves more so than anything else.
I hope so. I hope it's relatable.
It's
and
always
people like it.
relatable. When it comes to dating, everything is relatable. It doesn't even matter what the story looks like or how outrageous it could be. It's always relatable. And everyone out there has their dating woes. And even if you are partnered or married or with somebody, you still have gone through the trials and tribulations of being the ultimate sacrifice for what we now know is called something called love.
Something called love.
It's something called love. So I'm going to start off with one of the most probably the most epic story that I've ever had, and one of the craziest things I ever did for a girl, and that was climbing Cocoa Head stairs in a quote unquote meetup, which actually, now that I look back, it was a test to see who was like physically fit enough to make it to the top. And the hostess of that event was the individual that I found attractive. However, I was one of the very few who made it to the top, and the whole way I bitched because who in their right mind makes a meetup where you have to climb over 1,000 stairs just to win date number 2? It's like a dating competition. It was almost like Survivor dating style. Like, climb these stairs, be totally winded and terrible on your way up, but ultimately you get a date with the hostess is what happened.
The view is really nice up there, though.
The view was totally worth it, but was she worth it? I don't think so, but that's okay.
Well, let's talk. I just want to take a minute and talk about Cocoa Head Crater. Wait, Cocoa Head or Diamond Head?
Cocoa Head.
Cocoa Head. Okay, so people run up those stairs for exercise, like on a normal daily. They even featured it in an episode of Hawaii Five-0, I do believe, where they went just running up the stairs.
Yeah, I bet
And
they did.
it's actually really nice. And it is got stairs pretty much the whole way, very safe. I think there's just a few parts where it's kind of junky and it might need to be fixed. But I don't think it takes that long to get up there. I think it's like an hour if you're walking slow.
Yeah, I would say an hour, but if you're like trying to, impress someone, you make sure you do it under like 20 minutes.
So the whole group was just like railing up the stairs.
So the meetup was literally,
full tilt.
let's do Cocoa Head stairs and watch the sunrise.
Oh, you guys went up in the dark?
There was like
You ran up there in the
there was
dark.
no other description. There was no like, hey, this is a test to see if your athletic prowess going up, whatever. So I get there and I'm standing in the parking lot, and of course this gorgeous woman comes up to me and is like, hey, are you here for the meetup? And I'm like, yeah, I totally am. She's like, are you ready for this? And I go, I've never done this. And now I was at my paddling prime when I was doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I was pretty decently fit.
Mm-hmm.
I was not fit enough for this hike. Like, I was dying halfway through. And then when I finally was like almost a quarter of the way to the top, I literally was like crawling up the stairs because I wasn't ready. It was just so much. And coming down is way worse than going up. It is so hard on your knees. I don't know how people do it like every day. Like, those people are going to need prime knee replacements. Like bilateral, both legs, chop them out, put them back together. Like,
That's shocking. You were in a hurry.
We were in a hurry.
My step-grandmother took my children up there when they were small.
Yeah, but kids don't understand that it's.
But my
like,
step-grandmother did it. I've never done Cocoa Head. I've done Diamond Head.
Cocoa Head is a commitment.
I see the stairs. I drive past there and I can see it, and I can see people going up there all the time.
It's ridiculous.
But okay, so that side of the island, it's hot during the day.
Hell yeah.
So you definitely want to do that hike in the early morning or in the late afternoon when it's cooler, because once the sun comes up, that part of the island, the east side, it's just super hot.
Don't do it at all.
Do it at all.
I mean,
I actually
you
found
get up there, but
Diamond
you got to
Head.
come back down.
Yeah,
Diamond
and
Head is
it does
beautiful.
look.
Diamond Head's not that hard. There's no stairs. Like you just, you walk on the incline. But Cocoa
Yeah.
Head was like something else. I don't recommend it for the faint of heart. Go do the
Mhm.
lighthouse, Makapu Lighthouse.
The lighthouse, and you have pretty much the same exact view.
Yeah.
For the Makapu Lighthouse hike, which is really easy. It's beautifully paved.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Women run up there with their strollers.
Uh-huh.
I've been passed by moms with strollers, men with fathers with strollers too.
Let them go.
They run it. Yeah.
Let 'em
they
do it.
run. They'll run past you.
Power to you.
I've seen people go up past me, and then they've gone back down, and then they've come back up.
Yep. They make you feel good about yourself, especially when you're taking your time and you're like, oh, look at that whale out there. Oh my gosh, I got to tie my shoe. I must have done that the whole way up the stairs because I've done like Spartan races, Warrior Dash, all those things. And I was like, at this moment, I need a sign that says beer at the top or fried chicken on the way, some kind of motivational signs in the middle of the Cocoa Head stairs because it was tiring. And I know there's probably people out there who are like, no big deal. I'm in shape. I can do it. Okay, fine. Do it. But just don't forget,
then those Japanese tourists will pass you with their heels on.
They're awful. Actually,
They
no
are
Japanese
dressed
tourists
gorgeously.
passed me. They were actually really scared at the part where it actually turns into like old railroad tracks.
Okay.
So you could like fall through to your death.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not careful. So I did help a couple of them, but it also gave me time to breathe when I helped them. So
Yeah.
it was good. Help people along the way. It gives you a good breather or like a rest break. But after that, I think it was what makes it really epic is that, you remember this. We, for some reason, I said that we might go out to the sandbar, Kaneohe Sandbar, because she was going to go out there the next day. And we decided to paddle out there in our one-mans.
In our one-mans.
And we thought we were going to do it. And we were like maybe halfway there and things got treacherous and dangerous.
It got choppy. Once we got beyond the first reef, which, first of all, I didn't know that there was a reef that was going to be that shallow there.
Yep.
And I think we both dented our rudders on that.
We did. And you were like, F this. I have a boat.
F this.
Like a motorized boat. Why are we trying to impress somebody by like manually trying to get out there when we could roll up like G's on your boat, which we did. And I think it scored a lot of brownie points with this person, but ultimately I'm glad it didn't work out because that was way too much effort. Looking back, if you have to work that hard for somebody or anybody, like it's not worth it. It is not worth it. That's my PSA for today.
That was a day.
I have pictures from that day. Both days, actually.
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious that it was like once we got past that reef part, and Kaneohe Bay is known for its shark population.
Mm-hmm.
And little one-mans, it's
I don't think we would have made it.
Tiny.
I think we would have been very
little
upset
thing.
when we got out there. I don't think we would have been happy being out there.
I would have been angry to have to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just that the conditions were choppy. I would have been more mad if we had gotten out there and then had to go back and then the conditions were that terrible.
We would not have made it back safely, I don't think. We would have had to call for help.
I think we would, because it would have been dark and then we would have had to
call for help.
Yeah, call for help.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that we turned around and we got the real boat.
The real boat. And we were not nautical.
Boat.
We were doing this on our own. This was the first time that we actually took the boat out on our own. And we forgot to put the bumpers in, and we looked silly as we drove out there, and the bumpers were like banging against the boat. And
I'm like, something's wrong. Where are the bumpers?
Something's wrong. Oh my gosh.
And then we're like, oh no, we're not being nautical.
Boat owner problems. This is like a hashtag boat owner issues or problems or whatever. You know how they say first world problems? Like this was like total first world / boat owner problems. Like we did not know how to be nautical. But we got out there. Yeah. Everything was fine. We have fabulous pictures. But again, it was like way too much effort for the result. And then I remember I took a picture with that girl and you were like super analyzing that picture because of the nonverbal body language that resulted in it. And you were like, I really think she likes you because of where her hand is placed. And her hand was
Mhm.
like awkwardly not trying to be around my neck, like the back of my neck, but it was like weirdly placed.
It was weird.
It was weird. It was
weird.
so awkward. And I mean, to this day, I really think like that person just, that should have been a red flag. If you don't know where to put your hand on somebody's shoulder or the back of their back or whatever, then that's a red flag. Like totally.
But we did find out she liked you.
She
She
did,
really
but maybe
liked you.
for the wrong reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
We live and learn.
It was an adventure.
It totally
learn.
was. It's like
It was
the
an
best
adventure,
like
live and learn.
10-minute story I've ever told. And people are like, you're dumb. Like you tried way too hard for that girl and she was not worth it. And I was like, you are totally right. So I'm sharing my wisdom with all of you right now. Again,
Yeah, but we had an adventure.
we did. Mai and Tai almost died to impress a girl that was like not, what is it? To impress a girl that was just a total like fail. It was just a
That
fail.
was actually
Like a
that was actually the first woman who actually asked me, you should change sides. I've never been asked that before.
I don't understand why she was trying to like, I don't know why she was like heavily recruiting like the entire time.
The entire time we were like, we'd hang out while you guys were together. Like every lady that would hang out with us, usually our paddling friends, and she would like, you guys should come to our side. Come over to the
I think she
lesbian
should
side.
have actually dated another infamous lesbian in the paddling world. I really think she should have. That would have worked out well. I feel like they would have worked out well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually do. I agree with you. I think they would have been a really nice power couple.
Yeah, maybe there's still room for hope for them. I don't know. So moving on, like, there have been many times to impress people, make them a PowerPoint, pros and cons of why we should be together. Sending them things.
You did do a PowerPoint.
I did.
That's adorable.
I know. There are some, I have
It's
good
adorable.
ideas. It's
Pros
just
and cons for why you should
date.
you.
I mean, there's a lot of pros to it. I mean, there's a couple cons. I would say, like, I get hangry. You should
do
always
get
bring
hangry.
snacks. Like, you should bring snacks. Everybody has their, like, cons, but the point was I made a PowerPoint, but it wasn't for the right person. So eventually I am hopeful that I will finally meet somebody who will appreciate all these little gestures of awesomeness and be like, boom, I really like that. That's awesome.
I have a good idea. I have a good idea for a date for this time of the pandemic when we're online Zoom dating. So when you meet that special someone, I like the idea of having, you can watch movies together. Now, there was one thing that we were going to try. We were going to watch a movie together, and I had you download some app called Plex.
Yep.
And it had a feature where you can watch a movie with your friend. So that's a really good one. But then I know that you are into charcuterie boards.
Yep.
And I found this absolutely hilarious because you remember how I say, watch what you're talking about because you're manifesting it. And literally a week and a half after you said that, I was gonna make one with my son. And then we actually ended up doing something different. But a charcuterie board showed up at my house.
That's right. You wished it out into the universe and ta-da.
And someone gave us one as a gift, and
That's
it was
awesome.
delicious.
I mean, that has been like the topic of the social club that I'm in now is charcuterie boards. Like it's the thing to do. It's the thing to send if you're going to have a date with someone. It's the thing you send if you're going to like do a friendly thing or, just have a nice movie night.
No, even better than sending one is to plan your favorite charcuterie board with this other person that you're going to have a date with and then swap recipes. So they have to build your charcuterie board and you have to build theirs. And you have to include the drinks and the beverages that would pair well with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a meetup and then you get to try each other's food literally. And it requires no cooking, no skill. You just literally have to shop for it. Or they can even go a step further. You can put the whole list together in a shopping cart for them that they can just order online and have it delivered.
That would be wonderful. That's very well thought out. I think we should try it. We should test run it and talk about it on the podcast and watch like a movie and then comment on that movie.
I think that would be fun.
That would be fun. That's going to be our next episode is a test date night with Mai and Ty. You are more than welcome to join in. But we can try it.
We'll put our recipes.
Yeah.
I think we could. We could post our recipes and we'll maybe do some exclusive photographs of our charcuterie boards and our movie on our Patreon.
Yep.
So you can find it there.
You'll find all this exclusive content on Patreon, which is really great. So one other thing I would say is I have also sang before.
For someone?
For someone.
Like karaoke style?
A little bit. You know, do you remember the movie 10 Things I Hate About You? And Heath Ledger is like out there with the band and he starts singing while she's at soccer practice?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did that?
Oh, yeah.
On that
I used to be on
scale?
like varsity soccer team, so I like did it. And I have one of those microphones that, you know, like you can carry around and it has like its own speaker and stuff. Yeah, I did that. I would say I got the date, but again, it didn't work out.
Grand gestures. Grand
gestures of love.
Yeah. It's good practice though.
It's good practice
It's
for
all
the
good
person
practice.
who's meant to like be on the receiving end. Shoots, I can just people I can relate, you know. I bet there's like so many of our listeners out there who have had grand gestures done for them or they've done it themselves and it's just it doesn't work if that is not the chemistry isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Everybody should really appreciate the time, the effort, and the energy and the creativity that goes into it because it is tough. It's like hard work. It's hard work.
It is.
It's hard work. And then you got to get over the fact that you're going to be judged like hard. I mean, when I was singing, I can't say that I have like the worst singing voice, but I don't have the best. But I'm out there like giving it my all, you know.
That's absolutely sweet. That's really
I know. I've done some sweet things, but again, it's almost like this one saying is like, you know, everybody has a love song that somebody has to complete or like somebody knows the verse to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. We'll just allow me to be on this cloud nine of love and romance for just like 2 more seconds.
That's, yeah. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah. I think one of the things that you were asking me before was like, you know, in dates, I want to like get to know a person or like when you're first meeting somebody, like I want to get to know somebody's like daily routine. What are they like?
right.
Do they have a messy bedroom or, you know, kitchen? Do they cook?
Yeah. So like when I was thinking about what it would be like, because you did that online speed dating, if I were in a similar situation and 5 minutes is a very short amount of time to find out like, well, one, you know, if there's any kind of chemistry, can we carry a conversation? Do we have kind of anything topics that we could discuss together of interest? But then there's other things like what kind of things do you like to eat? Hobbies, if you have any hobbies that we could have in common or talk about. What else? Oh, cleanliness. I'm sorry, that has to be on there. If like, especially for a guy, I prefer clean shaven. I would prefer got to take a shower every day. I don't know how to bring that up personally. And then, you know, like maybe things that you want to do or experience that you haven't yet, maybe a travel experience or things like that, and see if there's anything common.
I actually want to know if people eat meat, not necessarily like red meat, but like fish and eggs. Like for me being such a big foodie and everything, I think it's really hard to, I respect people's decisions and choices, but I think it would be hard to be with somebody who's like not comfortable with me eating red meat in front of them. Like I've had that before. Like I had to change my diet and I would have to like go eat in another room if I was going to eat any kind of red meat product. And that's not going to work in the long run. Like I'm not going to run away and go somewhere.
I have a friend who he just met this girl and they're dating. They actually been dating a while. And I found out that she got bit by one of those deer ticks. She used to eat, not deer ticks. I forget the ones that can bite you and make you turn into a vegetarian because she was a meat eater.
Was that
And
like Lyme disease?
she's it's not Lyme disease. There is a special tick. It's out there. And I'm sorry, she was in Texas when it happened and she got bit and now she cannot eat red meat. Like she gets physically sick when she eats it. So now she knows her body won't eat it. But there's a type of Lone Star. It's called the Lone Star tick and it actually has some kind of star on it.
Oh, I've never heard of that before, but maybe we'll have to post a picture of that so it makes you, is it because like if you get infected with whatever it's carrying, you cannot process proteins anymore or something?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
I think we'll have
She
to do
can
more research on
still eat
that.
She can still eat fish and she can still eat chicken, but she can't have a lot of it. But yeah, but she was a meat eater and she's very sad that she can't eat it. Okay, sorry, that was a bummer.
Yeah. No, it's okay though. I mean, you should talk about those things. You should talk about things that are like your core. I've always like kind of described it as like you should talk about the things that make you you. Because and people should stop thinking about am I right for that person? It's more like are they right for me? And I would say that I haven't done that before in the past, but now I'm starting to look at it that way. It's like I really like this person, but is that person good for me and right for me? Are they going to fit my awkward looking puzzle piece,
And the other thing is I would never want somebody to change for me. I'd like them to come and be themselves, but bring your best self to the table and I'll bring my best self to the table and we'll see if we can evolve together in a relationship.
Right. So that's good. What else should we talk about?
Spirituality. I actually think spirituality is a cool thing.
Yes.
I'd like to have those kind of be at least comfortable to have those kind of conversations. I know I set intentions all the time, but I'm on a definite journey of spirituality that it takes a lot for even my own family to put up with some of the weird craziness that I'm kind of experiencing. But once you open yourself up, which I'm excited to be on this journey, it does allow new experiences, new ideas, new energies, different energies that come into your life that make contact with you. And it's kind of playing in the weird realm.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who say they're spiritual, but I mean, everybody has like a different definition of that.
There's definitely different levels of it anyway.
That's true. As long as people respect that, you have a certain interest or in things. It can be also hard, with like the political environment, religion. What else is like a faux pas sort of subject? But I mean, that does. I mean, I've known two different parties that have lived in the same house and they're still together, but it can be challenging.
It can be challenging, especially when those kind of topics come up in your household.
A lot of people have been bringing up their love languages lately when we talk, and they always ask like, what are your love languages? Like what, which ones like are your top 3? I think that time is so precious that quality time has been my top one, just on the receiving end and the giving end, because we're all so busy and everything, and we have a lot of things going on. I really think quality time is like the top, because that can look like so many different things, right?
Yes.
I would say another one is like acts of service is how I show it. Whereas on the receiving end, I just want like physical touch, words of affirmation. I don't need things, and I don't need people to do things for me. I just need the affirmation that, everything's good.
Or you're appreciated.
Yeah.
And grateful.
Yeah, appreciation, physical, verbal. It's all the same. Like physical and verbal kind of go hand in hand because you're like, thank you so much. And then you give them a hug, you give them a kiss, whatever. Those should go hand in hand is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. At least for your love language.
Yeah. You might as well get 2 for 1. I mean, shoot. It's a 2 for 1 special every time.
Yeah. So this was fun.
Yep. Happy Aloha Friday and yay for another Pauhana.
And if you want to find us, you can find us on Patreon, mytiesatsunset.com, Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you find your favorite podcast.
And don't forget Twitter too.
Oh, and Twitter too. And until we meet again, ahui ho.